Welcome to Ping 24 Updates, where you get the most important news and stories from around the world every day. Subscribe my channel and click the bell icon to stay informed. Tonight, we begin with news that could redraw the global energy map. A story so monumental, it's already being called the discovery of the decade, one that could alter the course of nations and the lives of millions. Headlines flash across the world: Philippines strikes black gold, and a new energy superpower emerges in Asia. The excitement is palpable, the possibilities endless. This isn't just hype, it's a seismic shift, sending shockwaves through financial markets from New York to Tokyo. Investors scramble, currencies fluctuate, and the world's attention zeroes in on Southeast Asia. The Philippines, long an energy underdog, is rewriting its story. For decades, the nation has watched from the sidelines as others dominated the energy stage. Now it's stepping into the spotlight. Geologists and engineers have confirmed what was once only a hopeful theory. After years of exploration, the evidence is undeniable. Massive reserves lie beneath Philippine waters waiting to be tapped. The world is taking notice. Leaders in Washington, Beijing, and Brussels are scrambling to understand the implications. Diplomatic cables are flying and energy ministers are holding emergency meetings. Early reports suggest reserves so vast they could rival established oil giants. Experts estimate billions of barrels, enough to transform not just the Philippines but the entire region. This is a game changer for a country that struggled with energy insecurity for decades. Imagine villages once in darkness now lit up, industries powered by homegrown energy, and a future fueled by newfound hope. Imagine the Philippines, once reliant on imports, now holding the keys to its own destiny. The nation could soon shift from being a buyer to a major supplier, changing the balance of trade overnight. The impact could rebalance power in Southeast Asia and beyond. Regional alliances may shift, and new partnerships could emerge as countries look to Manila for energy security. Could this discovery stabilize global fuel prices? With new supply entering the market, experts predict a ripple effect that could ease price volatility worldwide. Could it lift millions out of poverty? The potential for job creation, infrastructure development, and improved living standards is immense. For many, this is more than oil. It's a chance at a better life. These are the questions echoing worldwide. From boardrooms to living rooms, everyone is asking, what's next for the Philippines? Early estimates place the Philippines among the top oil-producing nations. If projections hold, it could soon join the ranks of the world's energy heavyweights. The peso is soaring, and investment interest is surging. International companies are lining up, eager to be part of this historic moment. Energy analysts call it the most significant energy discovery of the century. Some even say it could redefine the global energy landscape for generations to come. The world is watching the Philippines like never before. Every move, every announcement is dissected and discussed on the global stage. This is about more than economics. It's about national identity and global standing. For Filipinos everywhere, it's a moment of pride and possibility. For years, the Philippines has been caught between larger powers. Now it's in the driver's seat, charting its own course and shaping its own destiny. This discovery could give Manila unprecedented leverage in international negotiations. The world's energy future may soon depend on decisions made here, but with great power comes great responsibility and risk. Environmental concerns, political tensions, and the challenge of managing newfound wealth all loom large. The world holds its breath. Will the Philippines rise to the occasion and claim its place as a global energy leader? The next chapter is just beginning, and the stakes have never been higher. To truly grasp the scale of this moment, we need to look closely at the numbers and what they mean for the future of the Philippines. The Philippines has long been considered a sleeping giant, quietly sitting atop immense, largely untapped hydrocarbon deposits that have the potential to reshape its destiny. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, the country could be sitting on as much as 5 billion barrels of oil, an astonishing figure that has only recently begun to attract global attention. Alongside this, there are an estimated 55 trillion cubic feet of natural gas, a resource that could power industries and homes for generations. These numbers put the Philippines on par with energy giants like Norway and Brazil, countries that have built entire economies around their energy sectors. This isn't just a minor discovery, it represents a vast ocean of potential wealth waiting to be unlocked beneath Philippine soil and sea. Even tapping into a fraction of these reserves could spark an economic transformation, creating jobs, boosting infrastructure, and elevating the nation's global standing. In fact, The natural gas reserves alone surpass those of the UK and Denmark combined, highlighting just how significant this opportunity is. These valuable resources are spread across the archipelago, from the contested waters of the West Philippine Sea to the resource-rich lands of Mindanao, touching nearly every corner of the nation. The country's unique and complex geology has created the perfect conditions for oil and gas to accumulate, making these discoveries possible. With the advent of new extraction technologies and a growing sense of political will, the Philippines is finally beginning to awaken to its true energy potential. The world is only now starting to realize the immense scale of this energy treasure, and the Philippines stands on the brink of a new era. The Philippines is a nation blessed with remarkable geological fortune. Beneath its lush islands and turquoise waters lie untapped reserves of oil and natural gas, resources that could, in theory, fuel prosperity and growth for generations. Yet, despite this abundance, the country has long lived a paradox: scarcity in a land of plenty. For decades, the Philippines has relied almost entirely on imported fuel to meet its energy needs. Massive oil tankers arrive daily at its ports, bringing in the lifeblood of the economy from distant shores. This dependence has made the nation's economy highly vulnerable to global price swings and supply disruptions, leaving it exposed to the whims of international markets. In 2024, over 98% of the country's crude oil was imported. A staggering figure that highlights just how little of its own resources the Philippines has been able to tap. Domestic production remains negligible, with less than 20,000 barrels per day coming from local fields, while national consumption soars past 400,000 barrels daily. The gap is vast, and it's only grown wider over time. This imbalance creates a massive trade deficit, draining billions of dollars from the economy each year. The money spent on foreign oil could have been invested in infrastructure, education, or healthcare, but instead it flows out of the country. High import dependency has shaped not just national policy, but also the psyche of ordinary Filipinos. It has limited economic growth, burdened households with high energy costs, and made the dream of affordable, reliable power seem out of reach for many. The reasons behind this paradox are complex. There's been a chronic lack of investment in exploration and development, partly due to high financial risks and the challenging geology of the region. Investors have often been wary, and progress has been slow. Many of the country's most promising reserves are located in deep offshore waters or in politically sensitive, disputed maritime territories. Accessing these resources is both difficult and expensive, requiring advanced technology and significant capital. The country has faced a classic catch-22. It needed oil revenue to fund development, but it also needed development to attract the investment necessary to unlock those resources. This cycle has been hard to break. As a result, Filipinos have grown accustomed to expensive energy, frequent power shortages, and the constant struggle for energy security. These challenges have become a part of daily life for millions. This cycle of dependency has limited industrial growth, stifled innovation, and forced the government to make tough choices about where to allocate scarce resources. But now, there is a glimmer of hope. New discoveries and renewed interest in domestic exploration offer a potential path out of this long-standing dependency. With the right investments and policies, the Philippines could finally begin to harness its own energy wealth. For the first time in decades, the nation stands on the brink of a transformation. There is a real chance that the Philippines could become a nation of abundance, turning its natural resources into a source of strength and prosperity. The paradox of scarcity amidst plenty may finally be ending, ushering in a new era of hope and opportunity for the Filipino people. Optimism is rising, fueled by concrete discoveries and renewed development. The Spratly Islands Sampaguita gas field alone could power Luzon for decades. Exploration in the Celebes and Sulu Seas is revealing more promising reserves. Onshore, the Laguasan Marsh in Mindanao is being re-examined as security improves. The government is also reviving old fields with advanced extraction technologies. This two-pronged strategy, pursuing new frontiers and maximizing known sources, is central to the energy push. The Benham Rise, a vast undersea plateau, adds even more long-term potential. From west to east, the Philippines is awakening its dormant energy dragons. The nation is finally seizing its energy future. Why did it take so long to act? The answer: a web of challenges. Geopolitical hurdles, especially territorial disputes with China, have frozen development in resource-rich areas. Political instability and shifting policies deterred investors. Corruption and regulatory uncertainty added risk. Deep water reserves require expensive, complex technology the country lacked. Environmental and local opposition, plus security concerns, slowed progress. All these factors kept the Philippines' energy wealth locked away. Only now, with new resolve, is the nation breaking free. What's changed? A decisive government shift. Energy security is now a top priority, with red tape slashed and new incentives for investors. Manila is seeking joint development in disputed areas, signaling openness to business. Local and international firms are returning, drawn by de-risked terms and vast reserves. New technology, like advanced seismic imaging and floating platforms, makes deep-water drilling viable. The pain of import dependency has created a powerful consensus for change. Government, private sector, technology, and public support are finally aligned. The Philippines is seizing its chance for energy independence. Energy independence would transform the Philippine economy. Stable fuel and electricity prices mean relief for families and businesses. A domestic oil and gas industry would create thousands of jobs and spur supporting industries. Skilled overseas workers could return home, bringing expertise. Billions saved on imports could fund roads, schools, and hospitals. Government revenues from oil could build a sovereign wealth fund for future generations. The Philippines could even become a net energy exporter, reshaping its regional role. This is the promise of energy sovereignty, prosperity, stability, and global influence. The nation stands on the brink of a new era. The path forward is fraught with peril. Geopolitical risks loom, especially in the contested West Philippine Sea. Environmental dangers, oil spills, blowouts, could devastate marine ecosystems and tourism. Strong opposition from environmental groups demands a careful balance. The resource curse, corruption, and mismanagement threatens to squander this opportunity. Ensuring transparent, equitable distribution of wealth is critical. Social unrest could arise if benefits aren't shared fairly. Navigating these risks will test the nation's resolve. The stakes could not be higher. Oil and gas offer a rare opportunity, but the Philippines can look beyond black gold. Revenues could fund a transition to a sustainable energy future. The country is rich in renewables, geothermal, wind, solar, and tidal power. Oil wealth can unlock this green potential, making the Philippines a clean energy leader. Investing in renewables builds a resilient, diversified energy system. Skills and technology from oil development can transfer to advanced energy sectors. The nation could lead in carbon capture, green hydrogen, and offshore wind. The oil discovery is a means to a greater end, a 21st century economy powered by both tradition and innovation. The question: will leaders seize this chance for a sustainable, prosperous future? The world is watching.